Hi guys, it's Jake from Slayer Gaming. Today I'm going to be showing you how a certain crew works for Malifaux, which is Mr. Jacob Lynch. And basically what you need to use when playing him at a 50 soulstone point level. So obviously we have main one, Mr. Jacob Lynch, which you can slightly see. And you always want Younger in Darkness. Great henchman, as is zero costing henchman as well. Then here you have your 3 illuminated. Just great because they give that brilliance. Then 2 beckoners. Now these guys out because basically 18 inches away on a 3v3 board you can lure your opponent's miniatures in range with this guy, which you always want this guy to be in range, and he works well with these 3 characters right here because they give out brilliance. Then it gives Mr. Hunger in Darkness right here basically positives, double positive, triple positives for attack flips and damage flips, which is always a bonus. Then Mr. Jacob Lynch is just a sit back character. So what I'd do first, personally, in my own opinion, is activate your 2 beckoners first to lure your opponent's models in like combat range with your stuff. Then it's where you activate your illuminated. So these 3 chaps, you're going to activate them next, because when they attack, they've got a little trick, which I'll just find on the card, which is called Sithinating Cloud. And basically it's a shirt of 5 masks. Then if you flip a masks, it triggers filled with the stars. After damaging, place a 30mm brilliance clad in base contact with the target. While models are within 1 inch of this marker, they have the brilliance characteristic. Then you remove all the markers in the end of the turn. This works really well with Hunger in Darkness, because you get him in, and it just makes a mess, basically. Because he's incorporeal, right? So it ignores and is ignored by other models in train during during any movement or push. Reduce all damage to this model suffered by shot actions and melee actions by half, which works really well. Then his tendrils, which is a 1 attack action, is really good. Cast to 6 masks, it's against the defense, and it's within engagement range of 3. So the target suffers 2, 4 or 6 damage. The attack, this attack action gains positives against targets with a brilliant characteristic. Remember you telling me about that? How you get these in range, get your illuminated within range, and they give out the brilliance characteristic, so it gains positives to that. And then it will set off a certain amount of triggers. So there's 2 masks triggers, which is, the first one is Drain. So after damaging, this model deals 2 damage. Then there's a Silver Remains. After damaging, the target gains the following condition still in the turn under the influence. This model has the brilliance characteristic, or a Ram's Envelope, which basically, while damaging, deal 4, 5 or 7 damage instead of the 2, 4 or 6. That works really well with them. So put these aside. Now we want to focus on this guy. So remember you were telling me about how you activate your beckoners first, then your illuminated, then your Hunger in Darkness. Well, Mr. Jacob Lynch you always want to activate last, because this is where upgrades come in handy. Basically, you have Expert Cheater, which any friendly model within this within this model's line of sight may cheat fate with a card face down. The card is revealed before declaring triggers, but after the opponent is cheated or chosen not to cheat. Then Squeal. After this model damaged by a melee action, push this model 4 inches from the attacker. Then work up with a hand, which is probably one of the best upgrades you could take for Jacob Lynch. So when he activates, if it's the last one to activate during the activation, you draw 2 cards, which is really good. Then Lynch himself gains the following attack action. You target a model with a brilliance characteristic, which you should by now have triggered a lot of brilliance out with the brilliance clouds because of the eliminated. So which always helps with that. And it suffers the amount of damage to target model with the amount of cards in your hand. But if you've still got your opening hand of 6 cards and you draw another 2, you then suffering 8 damage to them if you don't cheat in addition to that, which that works really well. And something really good as well, if you don't like stuff dying, take the Rising Sun. Eternal Darkness is when a friendly Hungering Darkness model is killed, not sacrifice, it is not killed. Instead, bury the Hungering Darkness, remove all conditions, and heal all damage on the Hungering Darkness. So that basically, if Hungering Darkness gets killed, you're not killing it, it's just buried. And then if you kill someone if someone within 6 inches of Jacob Lynch is killed with the brilliance characteristic, the Hungering Darkness gets unburied in base contact with them just before. Right, we'll go through Mr. Jacob Lynch's abilities. So basically, ace in the hole for Mr. Lynch. See, right there. He's really good. Ace in the hole is really good as well. And go to his tactical actions, which is really brilliant. I believe in myself. So he's got a 0 action of Mulligan, which is you can discard 3 cards, then draw the same number of cards, which is really good. His another 0 action is Pay Up. This model flips a card from its deck for each enemy model with the brilliant characteristic in play. This model draws all mass cards flipped this way into its hand. See, this works well as well with the final depth. Sorry, work up with the hand, and if you take this action and do Pay Up with that, you can basically draw up to as many cards with a brilliance characteristic. So by now, you should be just hammering out brilliance. Because you have your 3 main characters here with brilliance. Then you can take additional characters such as Depleted, which have the brilliance characteristic. So, and they're only 4 soul stones each, I do believe. So they work really well. So if you've got 3 illuminated and 3 depleted, that's 6 models with the brilliance characteristic. So you flip your cards for each model with the brilliance characteristic in play. Yep. And you can take an army of depleted because they are not a rare or restricted model. It's just a 4 soul stone cost model. Right, so now we've gone over the basics. We'll have a bit of a close-up of the models itself. So, put them into separate files. So, obviously, right here we have the Master, Jacob Lynch. So, gone for a nice sort of vibrant leather highlight all over. More so on the back, like round here. I've gone for a sort of blondish type here. and on the base, so I've gone for like a rail track. I'll put him down and zoom in. Probably be a bit easier because the camera will be more focused. Come on. So yeah, gone for like a rail track sort of effect on here, and like use some of the clump foliage, clusters, army painter. Got called now. I can't remember what they're called. So yeah, basically what I used for the base on this, and all the other ones, I used just lollipop sticks. Cut them down, then obviously with these bits here, how it's like raised up, used just cork tiles, and then sand over the top of the cork tiles. So that's how I made that work. And then take a look at the henchman, Hungry Darkness. I've gone for like a bluey type spirit colour with beady yellow eyes, then like bony sort of tendrils, and obviously the same again from Mr. Jacob Lynch as with this base, just lollipop sticks. Apart from these little bits here, I used bits of the sprue because it seemed to work a lot easier. And exact same on this one. So again, sort of spirity type arms, and just sort of palish, demonic looking face with, this time instead of a bony sort of tendrils, with these ones I went for just black. It's like sort of razor sharp effect. Obviously, we have Becca's. Now these ones are my favourite models. Right. They're really, really fun to paint, not just because they girl models, because there's just a lot of varieties you could do with them, because obviously these are Jacob Lynch's showgirls, and obviously the game's based in Victorian times, so it's very different. So these ones, it's actually the base on these is actually a resin base from one of my close friends and my uncle Paul and Gavin at Blitzkrieg Miniatures. So if you like your bases, guys, I'd definitely go check them out. So take a look at the other one. See, with this one you can't really see it that well. But yeah, guys, right, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, slay your enemies.